just because you're single, we're all single on here.
Yep.
There does not mean that there is lack of love in Sam's life.
Right.
I have a lot of people I love.
Yes.
A lot
Thank
of
you.
people love me. I love them. I love
Mhm.
a lot of my friends and my family. Like, we're not lonely. Like, I'm not a lonely bitch.
No. No.
There's
No.
sometimes where I'm like, it would be nice to have a partner to travel with or to cuddle for
Sure.
3 seconds and then get the fuck off of me. Like, you have those moments where it's like, this would
Sure.
be nice, right? It'd be nice to go out to dinner with someone, but it's like,
Yeah.
We're back. We're back.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the podcast.
No one's letting you forget in the club. That is for fucking sure.
Are you in lots and lots of pain? How bad is the pain? Fuck you fucking asshat.
Have fun dancing in the floor.
Number one, why am I calling you? Number two, you ruined everything.
Oh, so good. Oh, welcome back to the podcast, everybody. We are super stoked because today we have another three-way for you. And Sam, I feel like, and you said this when we first got on, like this is a three-way you never thought you would have
Totally.
with two chicks. I'm
two
honored.
women.
Yeah.
You're my
Lucky us.
first. Oh my gosh.
Yes.
And I've done a lot of things.
Two women is not one of them.
No, ma'am. One was hard enough. Shit.
This could change everything. Sam, you might love it. I mean, you might. We never know. We're gonna stay open to everything.
I'm always open to things. I'm open heart, open soul, open
Oh.
everything, you know.
Honestly, this is one of the reasons why I love you so much, is because
Aw, I love
there
you
is
too.
this like beautiful openness to your energy. And we crossed paths about a year ago, I think, on
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
internet. And then like right away, there was just this zing, this connection, and then we got into your podcast and like I was pretty unhinged on your podcast and and then
Girl,
it's
you're
just been
unhinged for life. And that's
yeah,
the
unhinged for
thing.
life. Yeah, and we've become wonderful friends, and I'm just so excited to have you here today because your journey over this last year has been really inspiring to watch and to champion and to see you really step into the world of entrepreneurship and following your heart and going down this very non-linear path of, well, I don't know what's next, but I'm just going to keep following that flow has been really, really inspiring for me to watch and cheer and champion as your friend. And
Oh,
I'm
thank
just really
you.
excited to dive into all of it today.
I love that. I'm so glad our paths crossed and you're just someone that's easy to just like vibe with, and we don't have to talk often, but when we do, it's just the same energy, right? It's the same reciprocated vibe, and it's nothing but pure goodness. So here we
Facts
are.
on facts. So now that you've got two of us to vibe with,
Wow. So I don't actually know you that well, Sam, which is great. But what I do know is, I mean, you're on fire. Your Instagram is next level. And when I saw Kelsey posted, I found you because Kelsey posted her clip. And then I watched the clip and I was like, who the flying fuck is this guy? Because he is so on fire. And watching you two riff and seeing Kelsey, I mean, Kelsey, you were, I don't even remember what you were talking about, but you had the snappiest zingers on that episode with him. Like it was, you were on fire. I was like, holy shit, this guy is, watching you two was so fun. And then I started following you and your content and just was enamored. I think you're brilliant, and yeah, I'm so
Oh,
excited
you're
to get to
sweet.
know you more.
Yeah, this is our time to get to know each other in front
That's
of
like
other people too, which is great.
Yeah.
it's like a
Usually how
first
three
date.
ways work, you know.
Yeah, yeah. You know,
I'm the one who came in. You guys are like the couple, and I'm like the third one who came in. Being like, let's just spice up the relationship.
The thruple. Here we are.
throuple.
Here we
Ooh.
are.
I love a good thruple. That's a vibe. I was thinking about that the other day because, you know, sometimes three is better than two. Because if you have two, like, yeah, it's a great two-person system, but it's not as stable as like the shape of a triangle. If you have a triangle, like that is a solid shape. But like just two sticks together, like you're not making really any shapes at all. You're just like leaning on each other. And if one person shifts, the whole thing can come down. Whereas when you have a triangle or a triad, there's more structure there. So I think that there's a lot of fun that's going to happen on today's episode.
I'm excited.
Yeah,
I'm
me
excited.
too.
Let's do it.
So Sam, will you give just a little intro to our peeps on just who you are? And I love like this story of like you left corporate into entrepreneurship and just like the unfolding of that journey. I would love for them to just get to know you a little bit more and just like the little snapshot of
Yeah.
what that, even just like the last year, what that's kind of been like for you.
Yeah. So I came out of my mother on down. You don't have to go back that far.
Excellent.
But I will start
excellent.
with I'm a Capricorn, so I have total Capricorn vibe energy. I'm all about the astrology shit.
Yes,
I
you
love
are.
it. But I left my job last May. I've been in the social media podcasting game for a while. I was just tired of not feeling fulfilled. I was tired of not being happy and knowing that I had all this stuff inside of me that I just needed to let out and do it on my own terms. I was really just tired of how like being told what to do and how to do it. And I'm like, it's like I build teams, I lead teams, I make money. Like I do all these things. I don't need you to tell me how to do it. You're not doing it, and you're not doing it as good as I am. So it's like I'm like, I just got fed up. I threw in the towel. I'm like, I'm done with this. Me and my boss did not see eye to eye. And I'm like, I don't want to feel like this anymore. And I walked away from it. And it was a $200,000 a year job. And that sounds ballsy. But my mindset on the whole thing was, if I don't give myself a shot and go for it, what a disappointment. So it was either the money or my life, and I chose my life and my happiness. Yeah.
Oh my
Fucking
God, I have like
baller.
full body goosebumps. I have the full body goosebumps. It is. And I think that it's so one of my favorite quotes from Wayne Dyer is like, "Don't die with your music still in you." And I work with a lot of people on uncovering soul gifts and what they're here to do, and the amount of ballsiness and courage it takes for somebody to walk away from everything that they've built or worked for or have sort of like gone towards, and being willing to gamble and bet on themselves and say, fuck it, like what's going to make the better story? I can't live a life unexpressed.
No.
I think I just commend you on that.
Thank you so much. I love Wayne Dyer. I love all of that shit. And I didn't just walk away from the money. I'm a Kansas boy. I'm gay. I was in this, I was well liked. I was in this group of like other leaders, and it was like I was high up there. So it was like I'm stepping away of a lot of norms. And when you're a gay man and you're one of the boys and you're a leader in an organization, you're walking away from status. You're walking away from these things that really validate you as a human. So on June 1st, 2023, when I had my first day of freedom, it was great, but it was also like a little scary because I was kind of stripped away of all these things that we really as people identify as, and we identify too much of as like how much you make, what do you do, like do you like all these norms, right? So I just said fuck it and have figured it out ever since. So here we are.
I love it. And I'm so curious, as a Capricorn, like to make that move, it seems like a really ballsy thing for a Capricorn. Because, I mean, my mom's a Capricorn, and like it's very like, she's just very methodical and like very intentional and not necessarily like a huge risk taker. And so I obviously don't want to generalize every Capricorn to be that way, but like it seems like the earth signs tend to just be a little bit more intentional sometimes with making those moves. And to see you just like throw caution to the wind and you're like, I'm fucking doing it. Like I'm leaving this $200,000 gig and like I'm prepared. Because I listened to you on another podcast, and it wasn't like you just like lit the match and like burned it all down. Like it sounded like you
I
were really
didn't.
prepared and like you've got a
Totally.
bit of a nest egg to like situate
And
yourself for a
that's
while.
that's how I coach a lot of people on. So I work with, I work
Mm-hmm.
with a lot of corporate professionals. I work with a lot of entrepreneurs, and I was actually on a call today with one of them who I do one-on-ones with, and they're the same like me. Like it was a calculated risk. It wasn't
Yes.
like I left and I had $5 in my bank account. Like,
Yes.
where's my next meal coming from? It wasn't risky.
Mm-hmm.
I've been planning it for years.
Mm-hmm.
So that is the Capricorn vibe, right?
Yes. Yes.
It was a methodical, strategic move, not
Yes.
like, I could have rode the wave for a while, right? I could have totally take the money, ridden the wave, but I'm like, I'm just getting older. We're all just getting older. Time's just passing by. Like, if not now, when?
Mm-hmm.
If not, like,
Mm-hmm.
that's like the saying for anything. If you don't do it now, when? Just like when you guys
Mm-hmm.
started this podcast. Let's just start it.
Right.
Who cares?
Yes.
You just have to do the things. I
Yes.
could probably go find a $200,000 a year paying job tomorrow.
You
Like, if I
probably
wanted
could.
to, I could go back to corporate. I could go
Yeah.
back and do something,
Yeah.
but I'm not going to ever. Fuck that. Ever.
No, you're
Never.
not. No, you are
Never.
way
Close
too
friend.
unhinged
No.
to ever be bound in the corporate world ever again. Like, unless
My
it's your
actually,
corporation. Maybe you start a
and
corporation.
yeah, that, oh, making me horny over here talking about that. I like the sound of that.
Yeah.
My plan before going back to corporate, I would just sell my business. I still own a house and can't sell my house. And I would just like move to another country, change my identity, throw my phone in the ocean and start living a life of someone else. Change my name.
Yeah,
I don't know.
living
Why
the
not?
Vita Loca over here.
Literally, who knows?
Oh my god, I fucking love that. So good. Sam, what do you find now? Like, you transitioned out of corporate. Did you
Yep.
find that working and coaching corporate, other sort of people like you who are wanting to make a transition, like, do you coach a lot of people who are looking to step into more of their soul work, who are here to make transitions, to live more thriving lives, who are here to take
Yeah.
bold risks? Like, do you find that that's sort of who you're working with now and serving?
Absolutely. And I love that you're saying that because when I left, I was like, what do I want to do? Because we're dynamic humans and I don't like to live in like just, I do like, you guys know this, like they say, niche down, pick a lane, do that thing, right? Pick one person, do one thing. I'm like, I don't do one thing. It's like, I like health and wellness. I like coaching. I like sales. I like marketing. I like all these things. I like business. So the people I'm just like, I'm just going to put my shit out there that I love, and whoever comes to me and is interested, that is what I'm going to do.
Yes.
And the corporate employees that I work with want the commonalities. People want more. They want to live. They want to have feeling and power and feel empowered and inspired in their life. They want to feel it. So I would say I work with people that want to have build a great life that they can feel and enjoy and love, whether it's in their own business or working for someone else. But one of the things, it's funny you said the transition part. I actually did an astrology reading, and really into like my human design and all of that stuff. And one thing I'm really skilled at is helping people through big transitions. And if you look back in my story, I like a lot of my story are there's like, 4 big transitions in my life. 8 years ago, I sobered up and I quit drinking. And then, I moved into leadership, and then I uprooted my life and moved to a new city. And then I left the corporate world. So it's like I do these big transitions. So one of my skills is helping people do them themselves.
We love
Love
that.
me.
It's-
Yeah.
We are on the
Yeah,
same
baby.
train, baby. What's your human design?
I am a 5-2. So I'm a generator.
You're a generator. Okay. 5-2.
Which,
I'm
if you look at my content and you look at some of the videos, I'm here to generate positive energy,
Yes. Yes.
positive vibes. And one thing about me is when I do something, if I'm really into it, I'm fucking good at it. And if I'm not into it, I don't like it, I'm not. And you can tell.
Yes. That's the thing
So
about
it reminds-
generators. Yeah.
You're a generator too?
I'm a manifesting generator, but
Manifesting generator.
it's very similar. Like I have to really be backing what I'm doing, or else it just flatlines. Like if I'm not excited
Yeah.
by it, it's not happening. Like let's not
It's
even
really
try.
hard. It's really hard for me to power through. Like I
Yeah.
can't power through. I'm just like I'm like at this point when like for business, it's like I'm not doing this. I need to pay someone because I'm not doing it. But it needs to get done, you know? So that's just it is what it is.
I love this. Love
I'm
it.
a manifester, so I basically just like snap and then I like blow my load on something. I just go like off the rails, excited into like all in crazy innovation, and then it's like I'm exhausted. So it's been very interesting learning how to build a business and be in partnership when I am it's like the ideas that come through me are next level, the visions, like all of that stuff, but it's so intense, and then there's this like I'm learning so
Yeah.
much about it and how to actually operate business because I was operating 2 businesses, have 2 kids, and was operating fully like a generator and was so burnt out and living so out of alignment with my design that I was like, what is wrong with me? Or why am I starting a business and then wanting to do another business 6 months to a year later, and felt so so much shame and guilt around why can't I just be like a good corporate, CEO or a good business owner. And then I'm like, and then when I found the world of human design, there was so much liberation and freedom and relief, because this girl was like, well, what's your human design? And I was like, I don't know what you're talking about. What is this thing? And then she, did all the pulled mine up, and she's like, oh, you're a manifester. You're meant to vision things. You're like a fire starter. You get people's energy moving so fast. And then you're meant to like move on to something else and have somebody run it, or to have a lot of support. So it
Yeah.
was very liberating. I think that's actually important to understand people's human designs and the way
Yeah.
that they operate. So
It is, and it's not like people go really into it. It's not an end all be all, but it's going to help you operate your life much better. And especially in business, like now I'm in a place where I'm like, there's some partnerships. I have 2 businesses. So I purchased a business and I own an infrared sauna studio, but I'm potentially entertaining having a partner come on to help me, because when you have a studio like that, there's a bunch of shit you don't want to do or you're not good at it. And I'm like, I need help. Like I can't do this, So I think it's good to know what when you're working, because you do much better. I think this is my beliefs. I do really well with people, working with people, with teams. Like sitting at home and just crushing it on my own is not fulfilling to me. So knowing my human design, knowing my skills, knowing what I'm good at is like, I know what I can bring to the table. Now I need someone that brings something different that can complement me, right? Same with the partner. When I find that right human.
they're
Oh my God.
I know, you're like,
out there somewhere,
yes.
making me a sandwich. No, I'm just kidding.
Bring me coffee, bitch. Where's my sandwich? It's like, no,
God.
Sam,
No,
that's your
no.
assistant. No,
No,
you're
that's my assistant.
my
Hey, we got to
assistant.
start somewhere. That's fine.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
I'm just
Build
joking.
those practice muscles. Well, I mean, I like to think of every relationship as a practice ground for that ultimate partnership that we end up in romantically. And
Totally.
utilizing every connection you have in that way, makes the game so much more interesting. Because if I think
Yeah.
of like my future soulmate has literally sent every single person that's currently in my life into my life. And they're going to report back to like the board of directors and be like, how ready is she? And so I treat everyone who comes into my life as though they're literally going to go report to my soulmate and let them know just how ready I am for that relationship. So I want to be showing up in a way that I can be proud of, and show up in a way that's really authentic to me, and like build those skills and practice those muscles for as long as it takes until that person comes in. And then when they come in, I'll be like, oh, I guess I know I'm ready.
Yeah.
And in the meantime,
Oh my
I
God.
got shit to do.
Same. I feel like I owe you a check. That was really good advice. I'm gonna use it for myself. That was good.
You're welcome.
Yeah, Sam, you didn't realize, but you're actually sponsoring the Club Unhinged podcast, so you actually have to pay us.
Oh, great.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
cool.
So-
Send me the
so-
bill. Send
Yeah,
me the
totally.
bill.
You're our first sponsor, so thank you
Yeah.
so much.
We'll
We
go
really
to my
appreciate
new
it.
business partner.
Yeah,
Yes.
totally.
We'll split it.
The one that you never. Yeah. Sam, are you in a relationship?
No. Nope. I am not. I have not been in a relationship for over 3 years.
Yeah.
Yeah. In the journey of like carving the masterpiece,
Yeah.
creating the foundation and the energetics
Yeah.
to call in that person.
Yeah, I have such a good, I feel like a good healthy outlook on it. When it comes to dating, one of my strengths, I'm just very aware. A lot of
Mm.
self-awareness.
Mm-hmm.
Wish more people had that shit.
Yeah,
If you
that'd
don't
be
have it, go
nice.
find it. But I'm just very self-aware, and I know when I focus a lot on dating, I put too much pressure on, and doesn't go well.
Yeah.
Mm.
And I want someone that's fully baked, like,
Yes.
you know, fully baked for what I need. Like, I don't want a project. I'm patiently waiting for the right person, the right
Mm.
circumstance, the right time, and I firmly believe things work out as they should. You know, I moved to Dallas almost 2 years ago, and that's when I was still working for corporate, and I was like, you know, would love, like, that's my, like, I'm out of Kansas City. It's like I'm gonna meet a guy immediately. That didn't happen, of course, but it didn't happen for a reason. I had to figure out my shit, right? I'm in a new city. I wasn't meant to
Yeah.
be with someone yet. I had to
Mm-hmm.
leave my job. I had to start a business. Imagine having a relationship and trying to start a company
Yeah.
and buying a business and leaving your, like, no, I'm not. I'm like, I want to be at my best. I want to be at my
Mm-hmm.
best and meet someone else at their best. And I will wait until that right moment happens. And that's just where I'm at right now. So there is no rush. It's all
Mm.
timed out perfectly.
Mm-hmm. I
I
think
love
that's so
that.
wise. That's so wise, especially like someone like you who has been through like these big transitions in your life and you understand the presence and the attunement and just the energy that those transitions require. And I know for me, a new relationship requires the same amount of energy and intention and devotion. And so to try and do both of those things at the same
Mm-hmm.
time, we kind of have to split our energy, and
Mm-hmm.
the relationship doesn't get the full nutrients that it needs, and then
Mm-hmm.
the new venture doesn't get the full nutrients it needs. So sometimes we
Yeah.
do have to, put love on the back burner while we build the thing that creates a really solid foundation for us, and then trusting that that
Yeah.
chapter of love is always on its way. Like it's always in
It is. It's
process.
on.
Yeah.
It's on the way. And you know what? I'm a catch. You're a
Yeah,
catch.
you are.
That's how I want to show up,
Yes.
right? I want to show up like that. I don't want to show up half-ass.
Yeah.
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 Like you could go out and date. I think this is the thing is like even I'm like finalizing a divorce right now, and there's been lots of times people are like, why aren't you dating? Why weren't you like going out during that time even that, I was separated, and I was like I was working on myself. I was uncovering
Yeah.
who I actually
Hmm.
am, and like unlayering the old codependent patterns and the parts of
Mm-hmm.
myself that were so adaptive to survival and like to, you know what I mean? Like I just we can go and we can date, in those early times of transition, but there is something really beautiful, like you said, around waiting and becoming that rock solid version, because you are going to attract that exact that energetic
Yeah.
match to who you are. So
Otherwise, you go back to what you were doing, and I'll tell you this right
Mm.
now. Here's my thoughts on this whole thing. People are so fucking scared to be alone with
Yes.
themselves.
Yes.
And
mhm.
I think being alone with myself is the most rewarding, amazing, magical, beautiful thing ever. I love it. I almost love it too much.
Mm.
Like, like people need to learn to love themselves.
Yes.
And they just hop. I'm proud of you for, first of all, not dating, because not that that's bad if you were to date, but it's going to it can land you in the same spot, right?
Hmm.
If you don't figure out some things that you need to figure out to get that right relationship, you just see people go from person to person because they're so fucking scared to just chill
Yeah.
and be by
Hmm.
themselves for a bit. And
Yeah.
I think that's the most rewarding thing I've done for myself, and that's what's taught me the
Mm.
most.
Mm.
I am so with you on that. Like, I think we're all kind of in the same boat. Like, I've been single for 4 years now, and that's the longest stretch that I have
Mm-hmm.
gone without being in a relationship. And it has been such a intensive period of time where there was just a lot of transitions happening. There's a lot of things that were going on behind the scenes in my life that I
Yeah.
just wasn't available to date. Like I knew I couldn't be a good partner going through those those transitions. But also, like Christine, you were saying, like it's been a time for me to unwind and like really look at myself and really design the life that I love and get really clear on what it is that I want to co-create with someone. And now having that rock solid vision and that deep knowing of what I'm looking for, it makes it so much more exciting to consider entering the dating space now that I feel like I've gotten through that fucking jungle. And at the same time, I'm not just going to date someone for the sake of dating them. Like for me, getting into a relationship is a big deal. And I'm not just
It
going
is.
to give my commitment to just anyone because they show interest in me or I think they're hot or like we have great fucking sex. Like to me, like the going all in into a partnership, at least the type of partnership that I'm, committed to next, requires a lot more intentionality. And it won't just be some rando that I meet. Like it's going to be a very intentional process, and I'm
You,
okay with
you,
it being slower.
it has to be slow.
Yeah.
And some people just pick the next person they can find. And I think
Yeah.
for me, my thing is, this is the question I ask myself is, do I want to spend time with you? And do I want to spend a lot of time with you? And I haven't found someone that I'm like, I mean, there's been some potential, right? So
Sure.
there's of course potentials, but you want to be able to spend time with this person. Like I haven't met someone that I'm like, oh my God, like, and also I want to talk about this. Just
Yes.
because I'm single, just because you're single, we're all single on here.
Yep.
There does not mean that there is lack of love in Sam's life.
Right.
I have a lot of people I love.
Yes.
A lot
Thank
of
you.
people love me. I love them. I love a lot of my friends and my family. Like, we're not lonely. Like, I'm not a lonely bitch.
No.
There's sometimes where I'm like, it would be nice to have a partner to travel with or to cuddle for
Sure.
3 seconds and then get the fuck off of me. Like you have those moments where it's like, this would be nice, right? It'd be nice to go out to dinner with someone. But it's like,
Yeah.
I'm not lonely and I don't lack love. There's plenty of it going on. I think that's where people are like, oh, yeah, just going to get like old and lonely. I'm like, first of all, 37's not old.
No.
We're living to be
Oh,
how
you're a
old these
spring
like
chicken.
I think it's a problem when people get married real young. Like, you're not who in my 20s, I'm not who I am. No one is. So, I don't know. You can get me off on talking about all of this stuff. I have
Yes,
a lot
please.
of opinions, clearly.
I love it. I love it. And I love that you brought that up because there is this assumption that just because you're single, it must mean that you're isolated. It must mean that you're lonely. It must mean that there is no love in your life. And very much like you, like that couldn't be further from the truth. Like in this time of being intentionally single, I have cultivated really rich relationships in my life
Yeah.
with people who are really reciprocal in their ability to love and be loved. And
Yeah.
so there's this very healthy, vibrant relational environment that I live in. So I don't actually
Yeah.
feel like anything's really missing. Would I
No.
like to have sex? Sure. And also, like, I can have great sex with myself. Like, it's not like I haven't been having
Yeah.
sex. Like, my
Yeah.
sex life is the best it's ever been because I have an orgasm every single time when I'm fucking myself.
Yeah.
Like,
Ooh,
I always know it's gonna
we
be
love
good.
that.
Totally. And Kelsey and I have a fun little ritual of like sending each other basically like OnlyFans pictures of ourselves. We were like, let's just like have fun. And so we like bought a bunch of lingerie and we're just like sending each
Oh,
other
yeah.
photos. And so like,
Yeah.
I was actually with somebody the other day. I'm like, oh, well, hey, it's like, what are you laughing at? I'm like, well, Kelsey, my business partner's just sending me basically
Porn.
porn. But it's
I
great.
love
It's
it.
great. Totally.
There's a lot of ways to do things. There's no,
Yeah.
you said at the beginning, linear. You don't have to live in a linear way. Who gives a shit? Like,
Oh.
live what feels right. I think, too, you talk about these relationships, and it's like, I know one of the things that drew me and Kelsey together is our level of, like, authenticity and being real.
Yeah.
And when you're real and you're authentic and you're passionate and you just don't give a fuck, like you like me or you don't. It's such a power play move to like be in. It's brought the best people into my life. Kelsey, like you guys, like through social media, and then also through like my sauna studio, like I've met some really amazing friends that are like, when you don't have to like explain your shit, like they're like, oh my God, I listened to your podcast. I love it. Versus like someone that, you've outgrown and you're like, hey, my podcast. They're like, okay. And then it's like, don't even give a shit. Like, you know what I mean? Because you've like outgrown that relationship. So it's just a beautiful place to be in and how we should evolve,
We're all
Yes.
about authenticity over here. I mean, this is the thing. I was actually laughing with a client right before we got on the podcast because she said to me, she's like, you're so zen today. And I'm like, yeah. I said, when I coach, like I'm very adaptable. I have a lot of range. You know what I mean? Like when I come here, I'm talking to her and I'm helping her, channeling ideas and business ideas and all these things. And I can go from that. I'm like, and then I'm going to hop on a podcast and I may be absolutely off the rails and crazy and joking and swearing. And then I said to her, because she's in the process, she's a dentist and she's designing another business as well. And I just said, I'm like, I want to be able to be all of me. I don't want to have to be like, I'm allowed to be that. And I said, I have tons of very high profile CEO clients and these amazing people in my life who I coach. I said, but the cool thing is because I own who I am and I'm owning it more and more every single day. And I'm in acceptance and approval of myself. They don't need me to be anything other than who I am in order to get them the results or have the impact, whatever it is. Like I can be this and I can also be this and it all works. And I think that that's total freedom in business and designing a life that you're obsessed with, which is what, we do in the club as well, is because when we're in our best self, we're attracting the people who are actually meant for us versus, the version of us who is trying to pretend to be something. And then we're attracting other inauthentic people. And then we feel trapped and, it feels like a prison sometimes.
We're very dynamic humans. And what you're doing too, it's with your clients, that makes you trustworthy. We're human, right?
Yeah.
We have a lot of layers. Bitch, I put out a bunch of shit on the social medias, and not often, but it's happened. People have come out to me in public and said something, and I've been standoffish because I'm like, leave me alone. Like, I'm out in public. I'm like in the wild. I'm an introvert, but I'm like, it's like, and then now they think I'm an asshole. And like, it's like, I don't know. It's like, I don't really care about that, but it's like, just because I'm putting some good juice out into the world doesn't mean I want to, strike up a conversation when I'm in the middle of the gym working out with my headphones and, it's like, like I'm in the zone. It doesn't mean I don't like you. I don't know you. Like, I'm not trying to say I'm famous, but it's shit like that happens when you put yourself out there.
Yeah.
It's true. And it is a weird thing because social media allows people to essentially consume us. So they're consuming who we are and what we're about, and they know a lot about who we are, and we know nothing about them.
I hate that shit.
And so
I like love it, hate it. Like,
yeah,
it's like you get to choose what you put out. But just because I put this out, you have no idea who I am.
exactly.
Like for the full context of things,
Yeah.
So.
I mean, people get so cranked around when I go on like my troll slaying benders and like someone is trolling in my comments and it brings out a very different side of me. And they just think that, oh, because you talk about self-love, like you should just fucking take it. And I'm like, bitch, you just came into my house and tried to take a shit on my dining room table. Get fucked. Like, absolutely not.
Yeah.
Like, you don't talk to me like that in my house. And if you're going to bring that type of energy to me, I'm going to reflect it right back. Like, I will not metabolize it for you. And then they get so cranked out of shape because they're like, well, you're just not in alignment with your message. I'm like, if you understood the message, you would know that I'm actually in complete alignment with my message.
That is self-love.
That is self-love.
Troll, get the fuck out of here. That is loving yourself.
100%.
To be honest, that's the highest form of self-love.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do not come in my self-love house.
Exactly.
Take a
I
diary.
got boundaries, bitch.
I've one thing maybe you girls can help me coach me through this is the struggle of social media with like business and personal. because the one thing about homosexuals is we don't have boundaries. We're just, we're better at pretty much everything, but we don't have boundaries. So I'm like trying to like work it for business because I coach clients, but then I'm like getting these DMs, and that's another thing is I'm nice. I talk to the people. I respond to the DMs. I respond to the comments, but sometimes I've had enough, and there'll be guys that'll like send thirsty DMs, and I'm like, I'll like, this is where self-awareness comes in, right? You'll know if I'm flirting with you. I'm very direct.
Yeah.
I'll tell you. I'll say something like, drop your pants. Like what? Like I will be very direct
make it
with
obvious.
you. Like it's not like I'm like I'm not the shy guy. But man, some of these guys need to just take a hint, and I will turn into a complete dick after the third, fourth, fifth time, and I will block someone because we're human, and I think we have this weird perception of what a connection, friendship, what reality is these days with social media. We think we know a lot more people than we do know, and very few people know me. And I say that with pride because I don't have a big circle. Yeah. They say the bigger your circle, the faker you are. And I'm not saying that's pretty true, right? I don't have a big circle, but I'm sure a lot of people think they know me, or we think we know people. We just don't. We don't.
Well, especially on social media. And I think it is a bit of a dance. Like, because I'll be honest, I use my social media as a pseudo dating app. Like, I've met a lot of potential prospects on Instagram. And also, like, there's something about my energy, and I'm going to knock on wood here, but like, I don't get a lot of like the super creepy, like, dick pics in my DMs. Like, I don't, but I know a lot of other creators do. And so it kind of comes with the territory sometimes. And it's one of those, like, thank goodness there's like filters in the DMs so you can like see the kind of vibe they're coming in with. And like for me, I would just like preview the message and like listen to my body. If I get like a weird, like kind of skin crawly vibe, even if it's like a really nice message, at this point, I'm like, there's something about that connection where they're going to try and extract from me, which is why my system is like, ugh, feels slimy and slippery. And so I'll just like literally leave it, or I'll just delete it altogether. But yeah, it's a tricky thing to navigate for sure.
When we talked about this before, Kelsey, you and I have, and I did put a little announcement out on my social, and I'll be honest, like recently I haven't gotten anything that hasn't been like unwelcomed. It's been more like a text, like, "Hey daddy, like make me," or I'm like, whoa.
Okay.
But not like not like picture stuff. So but I'm like thinking about my brand, and part of my brand I've had to accept. It's like I've been wanting people to like hear me, but to be honest, part of the brand is not just like the knowledge and what I can teach you and help you with, but it is a little bit of the physicality and the body and the wellness. I mean, and that's okay too, right? So it's, for me, it's just been balancing it. But you're right, it comes with the territory, like, and it's up to us to manage through it. But doesn't mean it doesn't get frustrating, you know?
For sure. And I mean, sometimes people come in with that really flirty energy. Like maybe they're a Gemini, and like that's just their vibe. They just want to be flirty off the start, and then I would kind of vet it to see, like, is there more depth to you? You know, like, yeah, like we can vibe on the physicality of it, but like, can we have an intellectual conversation too? And if we can't, then that's when I would have to put up a boundary and be like, okay, like we've gone as far as we can go here.
And I've met, you have to look at everything as a double-edged sword. I like Instagram has been a lot more beneficial and amazing than it has been bad, right? And I've met some really great connections and people and prospects, as you call them, as well. But you're right. It's like, I'm 37 and we're getting we get to that age where it's like, I want the physical attraction for sure. Like, who doesn't want to
Mm-hmm.
have the physical attraction? But you need to stimulate my mind
Yes.
too.
Yes.
And you need to have connection. It's not just what you look
Mm-hmm.
like.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know how it is in the non-gay world, but we get focused a lot on the vanity stuff, and man, it's it's fun, but it's like it's not what you build something off of, or like,
Right.
because I feel like me, Kelsey, I'm looking for the same thing in a relationship. What can we like co-create together? What kind of life can we build together?
Let's
That's what I
build a
want.
fucking legacy. That's
Yeah, the
thing.
legacy. Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
That's what I want.
Yeah, and I mean, I do like a lot of initiating on Instagram. Like if I come across someone and I'm really liking what they're about, like I have no problem initiating, which kind of goes against all of the traditional like hetero norms of like, oh, the woman should never initiate. I'm like, fuck off. Like
Yeah.
who else is going to like take the reins of my life if not me? Like
Well, but also it's like you two right here are good examples of you're removing those norms. Like you're empowering yourselves and each other and other women to take control. So when it comes to dating and relationships, you need a man that's gonna fucking support that shit
yes.
and be
Yes.
okay with it. Doesn't mean they can't
100%.
not be masculine or be alpha,
Course.
but because I'm an alpha guy, if you haven't noticed, but I don't want someone that's just like, my ex was just so like non-dominant. So it's like I don't want someone that's like, on my alpha level, but it's someone that could check me. That would be nice.
Yes.
Someone that can make
Backbone.
decisions. Hey, we're going here to eat tonight. Perfect. Like I don't want to think about everything we're doing. Like
Yeah.
you get that little healthy balance. Like that's nice.
Yes. I agree. Like I think it's so important for both people, regardless of your sexual orientation, to be able to play both polarities and to be able to like take turns. Like who's going to be the initiator, who's going to be the receiver, like who's going to kind of get the ball rolling today and
Yeah.
who's just kind of going along for the ride. And like if we don't know how to switch, like that's where things get really boring really fast. Even though the
Totally.
polarity world would tell you otherwise. Polarity world would be like, that's how you keep the zing alive. I'm like, well, that's not the kind of zing I want. Like, I want
No.
someone who has a personality. I want someone who has a backbone. I have someone who, or want someone who is going to be like, like, you're out of line. Like, rein it in. When
Yeah.
I'm out of line and I need to rein it in, or someone who will be like, hey, crank it up. Like, you can do more.
You want
And
that hype man.
yeah, like cheerleader hype, but also like I'm not taking
But
your
also
shit.
spank me if I'm doing something wrong.
Yeah, like if I'm being bad,
I'm being bad.
spank me.
Being bad, bend over. Okay. But I mean, think about it too. We all expend a lot of our energy in our work. And if
Yes.
we're in a amazing relationship, at the end of the day, if I'm done with working and I'm tired but I want, got to eat, it's nice. Someone's like, be like, hey, Sam, we're going to go here tonight. Be ready at this time. Let's go.
Yeah.
We all want
Something
that too.
so hot about that. I'm like all about, for me personally, a man in leadership, a man who's like, there's a soft and also an edge balance. That's like so important for me. And, I said this recently. I was like, I have created such a good life for myself that they have to be in value add. They really do. Like I am so good with me, and I don't need the validation. I'm really validating myself. So it's like this, when people come into my life, and I've been attracting very different people. I mean, and that's like so cool to see new people and new energies coming into my life where there is that reflection of more of my balance and more of my self-love and more of my, just ownership of who I am. And
Yeah.
I'm very non-traditional, like Kelsey, I know you said you guys date in the DMs. I mean, my following is not to the extent of either of yours, but I mean, it's also my content. I wouldn't say my content is thirst trappy or definitely not. Like it's like me and my kids, and then it's like me hosting a retreat, and it's like me talking about intuition. So it's like a bit different, but for me, it's such an energy thing. Like you could have, I appreciate the way, gorgeous people and the way that they look, but for me, it's such an energy thing. I can't describe it. It's like I'll be going through my day, moving through my world, and it's like a flatlined energy. There's just not not me, but just I don't have
Yeah.
a zing. And then every so often I'll meet somebody and there's just this, it's like a zing,
Mm.
a
Yeah.
zing. And I think in the past, the zing was more of a potential trauma response. It was more of like, ooh, my soul and your soul can really fuck shit up together.
Yeah.
And let's like
Wound
rub,
mate for life.
let's yeah, wound mate for life. And let's like catalyze each other into our greatest healings. But I feel differently now. I feel like there's this readiness to, I feel like I've had enough initiations. I feel like I've done enough of that. And there's like a real readiness to have
Yeah.
that being met with somebody and not having to have that, where there's like an ease and there's a simplicity and there's a flow and there's a balance. And I don't know.
Wh-
Yeah.
There's a few things you said that I love, the zing, and it makes me think of when I coach people and I work with people is I tell them, they decide what that looks like, what that feels like. And that's the zing, right? Kelsey, you said earlier, like, oh, they don't have the zing. It's like, no, that bitch doesn't, that's the zing she wants. That doesn't mean that's the zing Kelsey wants. So what is that zing? And then you said something about, that reminded me of like when people ask me, what's your type? I don't like that question. Because I have preferences on what I enjoy and what I like and what I prefer, but I'm not going to limit myself to a type because I want to be able to feel it. I want the energy. I don't know. My type could be just like these things that have happened in my life. I'm a big believer in vision and manifesting. Shit has shown up way differently than I've thought of, but I've accepted it and let it flow in with abundance, right? Same with a partnership. I may think it looks like this. It could pop out of nowhere and look like something I never even would have thought. And I'm not going to limit myself to what I think it should be. And I'm just going to let it fucking happen.
And oftentimes, like, our type is just our wounding in disguise. It's like our wounds are hunting, and they're looking for someone who, like, fits a very specific physical prototype that we're like, ooh, if I can replay my patterns with this person and get a different result this time, it must mean that I'm worthy and significant. And like you said, like as we do more healing, the whole concept of like the type kind of just falls away. Like it
Yeah.
becomes like kind of unimportant and a little boring, if I'm totally honest. Like I find that to be a very boring conversation, because the type is usually like physical qualities, and it's not really focused on like the character
No.
of the person. And the character of the person is who you're in relationship with. Like, sure, you need to
Yeah.
be attracted to them. Like, you have to want to kiss them and fuck them if that's important to you. It's very important to me. Like, I have to find them physically attractive. I have to like how they smell. I have to like how they taste. And also, like, their character really fucking matters to me. And and this has been like the interesting thing of meeting someone who is like really beautiful, and then you have a conversation with them and you're like, ooh, like any attraction I had is just
Yeah.
gone. Like it's just,
Yeah.
ugh.
I've had a lot of people like that where it's like you're like, whoa. And then you just get to like, and then you're like, no.
Next.
You like lose that total interest. Back to the type. If I were to list out the types, it would, yes, I think the physical attraction is like a given. Like I think there has to be
Yeah,
like
of
everyone
course.
you have to be attracted to your partner at some level. Unless
Yes.
you're just like a gold digger or something. But that's PNC. No, I'm just just kidding.
Honestly.
But I would say it's got to be those things. It's like I would say, how do they make me feel? How's our connection?
Yes.
How are they? Like, are they emotionally mature? How do they handle communication? Do they show up for me? Like those are things that are more important. Like I don't want to guess where someone's at in my life. Like I want to fucking know they're there.
Oh, as you said that, I just had this like my stomach. I think that's been such a sore point, as in many relationships, I've had to like guess. Like I've been like, does this person even like me? Because I feel like that. Do you know what I mean? Like I was actually questioning, does this person like me
Yeah.
because of the way I'm being treated right now? And of course, that was was where I was in my consciousness and what I was willing to take at the time. But to even have to question, like that was something I think. Again, sometimes having gone down some very challenging relationships, I think that the beauty of that is that the clarity through the contrast is so rich and so like in alignment and so streamlined that there's no tolerance, I don't think, for anything that isn't that like magnetic, powerful connection. Like, at least for me, like I know that for myself now, is having walked down some very, very, very fucked up relationships. There is this like solidity in me that's like, absolutely not. Like, that's not even an option.
My thought is, if my thing is, if you have to question it now, it's just a no.
Yeah.
You know, because, and I think you get a lot of clarity when you think about, like, I've met people that are very supportive of me, and we become really good friends, no doubt. And when you meet people that are genuinely that type, that fit your energy, whether it's romantically, business, whatever, friendships, it stands out that much more clear that the other shit is just garbage.
Yes.
Yeah. Yes.
It
I mean,
does. Like,
Christine,
there's some of
yeah.
the people I met through my sauna studio are amazing. And then I also met this guy. We've been like texting every single day, but for like a couple months. And
Yeah.
I don't know where it's going to go, you know, but it's like having that, it's like, wow, like this is something that I deserve in it if we're to date, in a relationship, in a partnership, you know. It's like, it's not, I don't like the hot and cold shit. Like, no, like hot and cold is the biggest turn off. Inconsistency, biggest turn off. I have 2 businesses I'm running. I show up. I show up for, if you're in my life, I show up when you need me. I show up. If I'm dating you, I show up as a friend. I'm always there. Yes, I expect that in return. That's a contract I have with being in my life, because that's what I provide. You don't question where Sam's at. I'm not hot and cold. I'm like, I'm in, or I'm like,
You're
fuck
all
out.
in.
Like, get
Yeah,
out.
exactly.
Yeah.
Like, you'll
Exactly.
know if I'm out.
Yeah,
Oh.
100%. And Christine and I have talked about this a lot because our partnership here in Club Unhinged is like giving us a whole new blueprint for relating. So it's like, if the guy that I'm interested in cannot like meet and go beyond the way that Christine loves me and Christine champions me and the consistency of our relationship, like I don't want it. I just don't
No.
want it, because the bar is so high, and not high enough that it can't be met, but like it can only be met by a certain caliber of person.
Which
And
you're also at that caliber, so you
exactly,
deserve someone at that caliber, which also
exactly.
makes it harder to find, but it's also
Yeah.
worth the wait, and it will take more
Yes,
time. That's just logistics of it all.
exactly.
I'm
And
fine with that.
I'm fine with it too. And I think the reason why I'm fine with it is because I legitimately love my life. I enjoy my day to day. Like, there isn't a day that goes by, and we talked about this on the podcast we recorded yesterday, of like every night that my head hits the pillow, I'm like, that was a good day. Like, no matter how I spent it, even if I was in the fucking trenches and I let myself just be in the trenches, I'm like, that was a good use of my life today. And if I go to sleep and I don't wake up, like I know that I did my soul proud this time around. So living my life in that way means that there's this richness that already exists in my day to day. So I have the bandwidth to be able to be patient and wait for the person who's actually an aligned, like mutually met fit for me, who I don't have to compromise what I
No.
want or who I am in order to fit in that context. But instead, like through that union, I get to expand into more of who I know myself to be, because he's meeting that baseline that Christine and I have set in our partnership. And like both her and I have had like fucked up partnerships, both romantically and business wise, that we've had to do so much repatterning with each other. And in that process, we're like, wow, this is like what a really healthy relationship looks like and feels like. This is
And it
immaculate.
makes everything else that's not that stand out even more.
Exactly. It makes it so obvious. So obvious. So like you just get like even more precise at being like, yeah, no, you gotta go. You gotta
Yeah.
go.
I
You
was
don't make the
I
cut.
was talking
Bye
with the
bye.
good I was talking with a good friend about that, and we were talking about health, because we're really into like health and wellness. And it's like some people don't know, like when you start to get a taste of what something really good feels like getting healthy and stuff, like whatever it is, people just are living because they don't know any different, and it's sad.
Yes.
They're
Yes.
so clouded with just like, oh, this is just how it is, you know, married to this person for 20 years and it sucks, or they just don't know any different. I'm like, wait till you get it. Try a different flavor.
Mm-hmm.
Out there,
Just
like,
take a
who
little
knows? I don't know.
taste. Just put a little bit
Take
of
a
it in
little
your mouth.
taste. There's
Just a
no going
little
back.
lick, just a little lick is all it's gonna take.
One
Change
lick
it
leads
up.
to
Leads to the best
a
blowjob
load.
of your life. Um, Sam, I want to ask you a question.
Yeah.
What does like if you think of yourself at like 95 and you reverse engineer from then to now, like what is a really rich, like in the club where we help people design like really rich, fulfilling, juicy as fuck lives. If you imagine your time between now and then, like what do you imagine that you might do or see or have in your life that you're like you can, you get to the end and you're like, fuck me, that was just the best ride. Like, what do you envision? Like, what are some of your visions, some of the things
Yeah.
that you want to come to life between now and then?
Well, just you saying that gave me goosebumps. Something about me as I do, why I'm in the space I'm in is I love to create and I love to build. So I would build a legacy with my work that has impacted a lot of humans. And that's something I'm working on now is because, you guys know you can only do so much as one person. So it's like, how do I make a big impact and scale it? So that's stuff like behind the scenes I'm working on with my coaching and my work and helping people. But I would say the best thing could be that I was 100% on this earth doing what I was meant to do. And at this point in my life, if I were to not make it to 95, I could say that. And that makes me happy. And I think once you get the taste of that, you just keep going and it just keeps getting better and better. So it's like you get a little dabble in this authentic, like you don't take it. I don't tomorrow just start being non-authentic. I don't start following the rules tomorrow. Like it doesn't, you don't go back.
You can't go back.
You can't go back. It's not the way to live. And I wish people felt more comfortable. Honestly, if I could help people feel more comfortable doing the things they dream about, being themselves, and finding purpose and really living their lives, and I help a lot of people do that, I would be through the moon. I would be really happy. I'm really driven off of purpose. I'm really driven off of impact. And on my vision board, I'm looking at it right now. I have Oprah staring at me. So I've always said I wanted to be like a little gay Oprah. So that would be, that would be nice. I think why I'm really passionate about that, I think our community needs that. We have a lot of influencers in that space, but I don't know one that I know a few, but it's like I don't know one that's making a big impact on like the community and like this type of stuff. I don't know. I want to be that person. That's what I feel. And I also have Kim Kardashian right next to her because she's my bitch.
Yeah.
Some weird connection there, but I just can't get enough.
What a fucking juicy
I'm obsessed with
answer. I know that was the best answer. I mean, I can so relate. I have like everything you're saying. I'm like, yep. Like I love elevating other incredible legacy building humans who also have really cool shit to do. And I think that's also why Kelsey and I were joined forces in many ways. I mean, we each have our sort of individual coaching and we coach together as well, people. But the Club Unhinged was sort of birthed out of this idea that we were like, we are creating impact. Kelsey's a master at love, sex, relationships. I'm more on like intuition, psychic, business, purpose. So we kind of came together because we're like, love, sex, money, power are the things that traditionally are not talked about. They're things that are like taboo. They're in the shadows, and they're really the things that empower people to thrive and to have these juicy fucking lives when you're really stepping into those. And so I think Club Unhinged, authenticity, purpose, all of that, and designing a really rich, juicy life. Because at the end of the day, that's what people want. They're not looking for the necessarily the material thing. They want the thing because they think they're going to get a feeling off of the thing, right? And so it's like by the end of the day, people want to feel alive. They want to feel on purpose. They want to feel like I'm actually here making an impact. I think at our core. So I think that having something that is, and like you said, Kelsey and I can't do this alone. And we say this all the time in the club or on the podcast. We say to the members, this isn't Kelsey and I as the leaders and you guys are like the menu, like you're just here as clients. We're together. We're all in a row.
Your community, you're just guiding them. You're bringing them together. I think that's part of my community too, is like, I'm one of you and I'm guiding you. and I'm also bringing you together. I'm bringing us all together, right? That's
Sure.
what you guys are. You're facilitating these other relationships within your community, right? You're
Yeah.
connecting people that are like-minded. I think one thing too that gets when I think about the end of the life stuff is I just do not want to be that person that's like, what if I did this? No, I'm gonna fucking do it. I'm not gonna be that person that's like, what if I started my business?
Yeah.
No, I'm not going to be that. I refuse to be that person. And then I also, if you're listening to this and you struggle with doing that, what helps me, I'll give you a technique that helps me is, you know, I do the things and then I remind myself that I've made it through every fucking hard thing I've done. And I've done it. I'm alive. I've thrived from it. The hard shit makes you a fucking badass. And when I tell myself that, I'm like, Sam, you've done harder things. Quitting drinking is harder than starting a business. Like when you're an addict and you're an alcoholic, quitting drinking was harder than me starting a fucking business. I'll figure it out. I'm going to figure it out. I am figured it out. I figured it out. Fuck.
You figured it out.
I figured it out. Like, what the fuck am I talking about? I think that's just me being hard on myself. It's kind of, I don't know if you guys are like this when you're telling people. It's funny because I'm just like, I'm not where I want to be. But we're getting there. And they're like, what do you do? And I tell them, and they're like, kind of like, Jesus, that's
You've done a
amazing.
lot.
And I'm just like, it's not enough.
Yeah.
They're like,
Very
you're psycho.
much
I'm
can
like, I know, I am.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like even when I sit with like my life as a whole of like everything that I have done or created or been through, and I start to recall even just fractions of the story, people are like, what the fuck?
Right.
And I'm like, oh, I guess that's like a bigger thing, like to the muggles than it is to like
It is.
the magic people, because like for me, I'm like, oh, this is just my story, and like this is like just the top layer. Like there's so much more underneath there that I haven't even like gotten to, but like just like me touching on
Limitless.
these like a few like points, it's already like blowing people's paradigms, and I'm like, oh, that's something. That's something. And even if that invites and, you know, inspires someone to take a chance on themselves and take a risk, even if it's a calculated risk, you know, like we were talking about at the start, but take a risk and like
Yeah.
risk being yourself, risk living the life that's for you.
There's power in challenging yourself.
100%.
And we all kind of like crave it. Like,
Yeah.
look at the mountain and take it one step at a time. And before you know it, you're on top of the mountain.
Yes.
And people crave that. Like, we crave a lot of things, right? It's a double-edged sword. We crave consistency and comfort, but we also crave challenge and newness and spice.
Yep.
Like,
Yes.
these are all the things that make us amazing, dynamic humans. My aunt, I was up to be in a muscle and fitness magazine. I did not win, but I was one of the finalists. And my aunt texted me because it had like my story and stuff. And she's she's retired. She's close to 70. And she goes, Sam, it's just amazed me what you have done with your life. And she's like, you're like the doctor, a lawyer, whatever you want to call it, of our family. You're just amazing. And I'm just like, she texted me when I was on mushrooms, so I started.
You're like, whoa, I'm so.
I don't talk a lot about that because the thing with quitting, this is the first time I like said this out loud on like a public forum, is I quit drinking 8 years ago. And then a few years ago, I'm in a good space. And my relationship with alcohol was really bad. So I don't drink, but I dabbled in like a little edible and I was like, oh, this is fine. And I ate a pizza and went to bed. So I dabble in a little bit of weed, dabble in a little bit of shrooms, and that's it. But the reason I'm
Samesies.
saying that now is because my journey is my journey. So fuck off.
Yeah.
Like,
100%.
because, you know, well, with like AA, it's like you can't even take like a prescription like painkiller if you have a surgery or something. You know, it's a slippery slope. But I know me. I know what works for me. I'm very aware. I've done the work. That's just my little PSA with that.
I'm so with you on that. And I don't really resonate with any paradigm. And I know this works for some people and for their path, and that's so great. But for me to like cut something like cold turkey and like anything that's somewhat associated, I have a hard time with that. Like if I had an issue with alcohol, I would probably be following the same path that you have of like, okay, well, we're not going to bring the alcohol in. and also
Yeah.
like let me dabble with these, plant medicines and see what that's like and see how that lands in my body. And if I notice those same patterns are starting to fire up, then that's different. Then I'm
Totally.
like, okay, I guess
Dial it
that's
back
off.
a little bit.
Yeah, that's off limits, or like we gotta, scale it back.
Well, I think part of my journey and all of our journeys, I encourage the healing journey. Learn about yourself, heal from your past, so you don't take that on into your future relationships. And that's when you meet the right relationships, because you're not bleeding on them, that bleed on the people that didn't hurt you, type of thing. So when I did the weed for the first time, I'm like, I was just such an uptight corporate motherfucker. Like, I was very structured, I was working, and that was about it. It's like, loosen up a little bit, you're fine. And it's not like, it didn't create a problem. And with the mushrooms, it's like, I heard they were really healing, so it's literally, I eat them. Anytime you see me on Instagram with my LED lights, just know I'm probably on shrooms. That's when I get a little bit lit up. But literally, I eat a mushroom, I lay a blanket on the floor, I put meditation music on, I do incense, and it's like such a meditative healing experience, and it's amazing. And it really puts a thing on. I remember one of the first times I took them, I started laughing about how stupid social media and content was. I'm like, this is stupid, because I was like stressing over it. I'm like, Sam, this isn't what life's about. And I was like literally laughing, because I'm like, this is fucking stupid. And I laughed for 3 hours about social media. But what I love is it really does put life into perspective. And it really gets you in touch with like, we are on this rock floating in the middle of the universe, and we are a piece of energy. We're having a human experience, and I'm going to have the best human experience that I can fucking have. And that's my commitment to myself. And I love it. I fucking love it. So that's all I got to say about that.
Oh, we fucking love you. Zing, zing.
I love you guys,
baby.
Kelsey, that just
Zing,
reminds me
zing.
really quick about if you haven't listened to the Kelsey and I's episode around, it's called Tequila, Twerking, and Butt Plugs, the title.
Gosh.
So we went out one night and we were just talking about how we were joking about what if it's all holy. And the idea is that, like, I think in the spiritual world, there's a lot of villainization of drinking or of drugs or of, again, this is so nuanced, but I think that certain things are sort of said, oh, that's not high vibe and that's not spiritual and this. And I'm like, well, it's all spiritual, because like you said, the human came here to experience it all. When we're up in energetic form or as souls, we're not touching, tasting, feeling, we want this. This is what we came for. The human is coded for predictability and reassurance, and then the soul is like, let's fucking go, let's expand, let's go create, let's go do these crazy things.
You have
right?
to try stuff.
You have to be willing to just go all in and know that there is no wrong decision, there's no wrong answer, there's only learning, evolving, and growing. And at least for me, it's through my fuck ups or through my poor decisions that have led me to the greatest transformation, to the greatest clarity.
Totally.
So there is you can't get it wrong.
No. And I think too, one of the best things of healing is you do not really care what anyone does. So if you go out and you drink every night or whatever, I don't really care. Like, it's not my problem. Like, I control what I can control.
Yeah.
You do you. And that is fine. I will sleep like a baby. Now, I do have empathy for a lot of people. So it's like, if someone, I put it out there because if someone feels like they may have this issue that I can help them with, come talk to me.
Yes.
Yeah,
But if you're like, you don't look at my stuff, like when I say talk about not drinking, there's people like that get offended by it. I'm like, I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to someone that might need to hear this message. If you want to go party, go fucking party. This message isn't for you.
Yeah.
Right.
You're
not shitting on alcohol. It's not like the one size fits all. You're just saying, like, this is, for me, it doesn't work. And I'm speaking to anybody else who might be in the same shoes. If you want to go party, go do you. Have fun.
It's literally like, this did not work for me. It was going to fuck up, ruin, or end my life. But I want to tell you this. I made it out. And if you think that you cannot make it out, I'm going to tell you that you can. And that person will need to hear it that day. Because they, at that point in their life, they think that there's no way out.
Yeah.
They think this is it, or this is how it has to be. It doesn't have to be like that. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
If it's bothering you, if it's a problem, if it's something you don't like, you can fix it. You can find yourself. You can get out of it.
Whew.
Whew.
Yeah.
Put us on Oprah, baby.
Yeah, baby.
Oprah, fly us to Hawaii. We're ready.
Yes, we're
Oprah
Orgy at
ready.
your house.
Unhinged Oprah. This is the
Yeah.
next
Unhinged Oprah orgy.
Oh,
'Cause,
oh,
you know,
fun.
3, 4.
Yes, we'll
Yeah.
just keep like growing the party here.
I know.
I'm into it. We can take
Oh my
Kim
gosh.
Kardashian's private jet and
Yeah.
go visit Oprah.
Air Kim.
Yeah,
How
Air
do I
Kim.
know that? Oh my God, how sad. It's fine. It's fine. Air Kim. Here we come.
Oh wow. Okay, so Sam, if you could like leave one last like parting nugget of wisdom to our audience and anyone who comes across this episode when they're listening to it, what would be the thing that you would want to leave with them today?
Life is too short to do shit you hate. So if you're unhappy, fix it.
Yes.
Stop being a victim. I could be an alcoholic in a small town in the closet, married to a woman with 3 kids, banging boys on the side, but I'm not. Because I've made all these changes and I've accepted who I am and I fucking love it. And you should too. And I think
yeah.
too, just to build off that, when you start to move in that direction, you'll find your people that will take you exactly as you are, and you don't need to be anyone else.
Yes.
That's the message. How was
Oh,
that?
God, I love you.
Damn.
I'm just
I love you
so
too.
obsessed. So obsessed. This just makes me want
you
us
too.
to do like a Club Unhinged experience in Dallas with you. And
I
I know
know
we
we
briefly
should.
talked about that. And like maybe we could like weave in your sauna studio and like everyone go do a little sauna sesh and then
We
we'll
can
go
do
get
whatever.
unhinged. Yeah.
We could do an
Yeah.
unhinged retreat, baby, and we just
Yes.
whatever. The sky's the limit.
I'm
Imagine
so
how
into
on fire
that.
that would be. That would be so on fire.
Well, how cool
would
would it
love
be if
that.
we got a bunch of, you know, group of people we vibe with, 15 people, 10 people, and we just picked somewhere, went for a weekend, we recorded all the content and the podcasts and the videos and we did our business like, okay, let's brainstorm some business ideas and
Yes.
get feedback from one another. I don't know, shit, why not?
Oh, a little mastermind.
That's my type of vacation.
Same. I like
Yeah.
to work and play. I have a hard
Yeah.
time just like either only doing work or only doing play. I like to merge and marry the two.
Listen, I work 7 days a week, but I'm balanced as fuck. So I'll wake up, I'll work for a bit, and I'll be like, fuck this, I'm going to go to the pool.
Yes.
Oh my God, it's Wednesday, I'm going to eat some mushrooms, whatever. Like, that's my life.
I know, same.
That's how then it's nice. Like, but I'm working every day because I'm always thinking about it because I love it. Like, that's,
Yeah, it's a part
right?
of
It's
you.
okay. It's a part of me.
course
I
it
don't
is.
wake up. I wake up thinking about it every fucking day.
Yep. We can't
I
get
think
away from
someti-
Club Unhinged even if we tried.
You know, it's in
It's in
you.
me. Yeah. It
Literally.
is.
It's
I love
inside.
it. So Sam, if people want to work with you, if they want to just be in your energy, obviously they do. So where are the best places for them to find you?
So the easiest way to find me is I've branded everything with my name. It's just my name, Samuel Gegen. That's my website. That's my Instagram. That's my TikTok. That's my Facebook. That's my LinkedIn. That's my whatever. SamuelGegen. I would say probably Instagram, an Instagram appropriate DM. Be serious. So I read it. Or you can check out my website's almost done. It's really cool. There's forms to fill out one-on-one work. I have a group membership and community. I'm working on course development. It's really something I'm excited about to help walk people through these life changes. It's a very thought out process I've been working on for years to how do you get from A to B to C, and it's A is your thought. How do you turn your thoughts and your dreams into action, and your actions and the next step's optimization? How do you improve upon the action that you're taking? Because you guys know sometimes you just got to do it and figure it out, and this will help you create the plan, do the plan, figure it out, and then make it better.
Yes. I love that.
I love it.
It's so clear, and I just love the clarity of that. And as a 3/5 manifesting generator, clarity in like that precision is not necessarily my strong suit. Like I'm someone who's here to fuck around and find out, and like we're going to try a bunch of different things, and then we are going to like optimize as we go. But like it's rarely like that delivered and that clear. So I just always have so much appreciation for people who are able to just laser in and be like, this is what we're doing. And
You have
I
no
just think you're
idea
the
how
best.
happy. Thank you. Have no idea how happy that makes me, because part of my product and messaging has been very unclear. So for you to be very clear with what I just said means that's a huge step for me in the right direction. So that means a lot.
Ah, so good. So good. We love you. Thank you for being here today.
Thank you guys for having me. This has been so fun.
It's been
I'll
so
come back
fun.
whenever you want. Whenever
Okay.
you want.
I was thinking that. I was like, we probably are gonna have to just have maybe like the same guests on rotation because we're just so obsessed.
Part two.
Yeah,
Well,
we
it's
need part
nice too,
twos.
because you know what it's like to like put a podcast out there and grow it, and it's like you start to get more listeners, and then they want to hear the beginning people. Like I
Yeah.
want to bring out people I've had on at the beginning of my podcast because it's grown, right? So
Yeah.
it's the same.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
I
totally
love
open.
this. Okay. Well, we'll bring you back for part 2, and
yeah.
let's keep that cooking for the in-person experience. That feels real exciting. Real exciting.
Somewhere beachy and warm.
Okay. I was thinking Mexico. That could be.
Oh,
It's
let's go
easy for
tomorrow. I'm
you.
down.
Like it's like 5
I know
minutes
it's
from you.
Dallas is easy. It's just a pop down.
Yeah, exactly.
I
All
love
right,
it.
everyone. Thank you for tuning in. If you liked this episode, please like it, subscribe, rate the podcast, send it to a friend who you think might really benefit from the message today. And we love you. We're so grateful that you're here and you're tuning in and spending time with us. We know you could be going in a bazillion different directions and investing an hour of your day doing anything else, but you spent it with us, and we really cherish that and we really value that. So thank you for being here with us today. Thank you, Sam, for being here. We just adore you.
Thank you.
I love you.
Love you guys.
See y'all next time for another episode, and who knows what we'll do. Okay, bye, friends.
Bye.
All in all, we want to say thank you for being here. We love and appreciate you so much. And if you liked today, give us a 5-star rating, and we'll see you next week.
Share it. If you know somebody who needs this in their life, share this shit. Abundance goes round and round. We love you.
We love you. Bye.